Hey there. So this is pretty delayed. Just got carried away. I'm a little over 2 weeks post contest and feeling good. It's great to be transitioning kind of just back into normal life. Kind of normal life. I feel like my body has been wanting to get sick. Everybody around me has been sick. I've had so many clients sick over the last few weeks. I rarely get sick, and I wasn't sick at all for the whole 23 weeks I was in prep. So from June until the end of November, nothing. In fact, I felt really great. I mean, just besides the normal, I guess, fatigue that I would feel from being low intake and high cardio. But you'll kind of hear me obviously clearing my voice like crazy. It's like I have phlegm stuck in my throat. And every morning I just wake up like all nasally and gross. And once I kind of get going, then I feel good. I only missed one workout last week from not feeling good. I kind of just pushed things for a day. No fever. But yeah, so I guess it's my body just transitioning and maybe fighting off something. But post-show was awesome. Final verdict was 6th place for the Kentucky Muscle. So a little bummed just because, I mean, I came to win. I'm a competitor at heart. Super proud of the package that I brought. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay. So super proud of the package that I brought. But I need to be leaner. That's the bottom line. So it's funny because from day to day, and I mean, when you lose a ton of body fat, it's kind of hard to see what you're going to compare to other competitors. Because just by yourself, in all my progress pictures, obviously we're really happy with what we're seeing. But when you get up on stage with other people, that's the true comparison. So now, being that, my stage pictures aren't 6 years old, I mean, I couldn't even compare the conditioning, the shape, the muscularity, anything to the last time I was competing. So it was basically like starting from scratch. So it's going to be really exciting. I do plan to compete sooner than I had before. I don't know if that's going to be next year. I have a few things on the calendar that, I'd like to accomplish next summer. I've got some friends getting married, and just trying to iron out. I'm really big about being realistic. And I know that, I mean, I am not going to be one that's going to try to prep while I'm traveling around and going to weddings and things like that. That's not even what I want to do. There's plenty of competitions, in years to come. So I just, it's kind of just back to the drawing board, maintaining better conditioning in the off season, working on my weaker parts, like my upper body, growing in the right places, my shoulders and specifically my medial and rear delts definitely can use some growth. So yeah, it's fun. Just kind of going back to the normal stuff. What's actually funny is that, and maybe it has been because I haven't been feeling that great, but it's not that my strength is like crazy through the roof, because in reality, throughout prep, I didn't really lose that much strength. There's a couple things, like maybe the last 3 weeks, that, were affected a little bit, but it was more that I would just get tired quicker, less than that I was actually lifting less weight. I hit multiple PRs during prep. So that's really, really cool. But kind of funny and disheartening, like after prep, because you think like, oh, I gained 10 pounds of fat. That's definitely going to equate to feeling better. So I should, be able to push more weight. And that's just not what it is. So, I feel a lot better on the day-to-day, like just the way my body feels. It's really hard to describe. I'm sure it has a lot to do with hormonally, my body just kind of balancing out just a little bit, and just not feeling so frail. I'm not a huge fan of how I feel, like how my body feels when I have such a lean physique. It's just really bony, and towards the end I was definitely feeling like really small and not like strong and healthy. So I was glad to kind of put a little bit of body fat back on in that aspect. Haven't been crazy. I could do better with following a really strict reverse. I have macros set in place. I have a meal plan set in place. And maybe it was just, I don't know. I think it's so mental. I really do. Almost, I'm trying to like vocalize it or like articulate it accurately because it's definitely the first time I've ever followed a reverse or followed any type of specific programming post-show. I mean, even in years past, the way that I prepped wasn't what I would, it was like following loose macros or following a loose meal plan. But even back 6 years ago, I wasn't super strict even when I was in prep, which is probably why my conditioning was never anything to write home about. But it wasn't the same as things are now. So when I consider, what I was going to do post-show and knowing that Thanksgiving was the following week, I've given myself a lot of grace. I trust myself. I trust my eyes. I know emotionally I don't struggle with body image issues maybe as much as some people do. I genuinely can say that the physique that I had prior to starting prep, I was comfortable. I mean, I almost had to be talked into prep. I had, for many, many years, people had said, you'd be really great. When are you going to start prep? Wow, are you already in prep? Are you going to be competing soon? So I'm trying to think of the right word. My self-confidence was pretty high, and still is pretty high. I'm like any other normal person where I have my parts of my body that I'm not super proud of, but even at my best, I wasn't super proud of them. I did not wear shorts to train one time during prep that I can remember because I hate how they feel. I'm so insecure about my legs. Just feeling like they're big or that things don't fit right or whatever. So more than anything, I am enjoying still wearing my favorite clothes. There's only like a couple, like 2 pair of pants that I really felt melted and poured into even in prep. So they definitely don't fit now that I filled out just a little bit more. But for the most part, the clothes that I was wearing in prep are fitting fine. And that is really, I mean, I'm most comfortable when I can wear the clothes that I like and they fit me well. And just being mature and knowing when I just need to go up a size because I don't want to be the same size as I was in prep. That's not my goal. I want to make improvements. I know that I feel best when my body has a little bit more body fat. And so it's more of just I think it's just an athlete maturity mindset, a more mature mindset, knowing that what my body needs to be the most healthy. I had to fight ridiculously hard to get down to the body fat that I was at. And I know that it's just because my body doesn't naturally sit at that low of body fat. Thankfully, I carry my body fat pretty well. I don't look sloppy or anything, in my opinion, even when I was, 20 pounds heavier. But, the goal is to maintain a better conditioning, to be more accurate on my everyday tracking, throughout my off season, not just right now, not just right between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but to just kind of go back to my normal daily life. I've been living this lifestyle for a really long time, and I'm not really going to stress out about, if I don't hit my macros exactly, or if I, you know, had a different meal off my meal plan. But I have accountability set in place, and I'm still going to take progress pictures. I haven't taken any since the week after. So the week after, nothing really changed that much. Really just got rid of the initial bloat. We were traveling for like 3 days after. And so I pretty much ate anything and everything that I wanted for 3 days, which had me going to bed every night with a very full belly. And I left my scale and my food scale in Kentucky, not at Matt and Jordan's house. I actually left it at the hotel. So I had to like come home and buy new scales. So that's my joke, is that I weigh more because my scale's different. Yeah, but overall, everything is really great. The transition's really good. I do want to get my blood work done again, probably at the beginning of the year, which will be about 12 weeks post-show, kind of like mid-January, I think. I compare that to the blood work that I had done after I had been in prep for just about maybe like 6 weeks. I just didn't think to get it done beforehand, so I wished I had to have something to compare it to, just because I like stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, nothing crazy to update. I just wanted to kind of finish up the video series about competition and kind of wrapping up my season, and I'll keep you guys updated. I plan to do more of these. If you'll just let me know what you like to hear. I'm really excited about cooking, getting creative with my macros again. I don't incorporate a lot of creativity during prep. It's just so much easier not to. In fact, I tell a lot of my athletes, especially when they're first starting out, just write a meal plan and just stick to it. So that's what I've done for my off season. And really what I've done is it's basically the same food. I might use like a brown rice tortilla instead of rice, and eat some potatoes instead of rice and kind of stuff like that. But I mean, I even ate more of that when my food started increasing during prep too. So I really do like my food, and I find that whenever I incorporate, you know, cookies and coming off of Thanksgiving food, that it's like I don't enjoy my other food so much, and it's such a bummer. I mean, food is so powerful. Even coming off those 3 days like of traveling, I went back to work like at the gym, and I packed all my food, and I was like choking down my food. And it was so weird because all through prep for 20-something weeks, I loved my food. I said multiple times I didn't want donuts and crap food. I wanted like more of my chicken, or I wanted more rice, or I wanted more oatmeal. And so that really says something for just the reality of how strong food is on our minds. And it totally throws me off, and like, just, it throws off my mojo whenever I'm just not enjoying my food, and then I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat what I've brought, or I don't want to eat what I've prepared, or what's at home in the fridge. And it's a cycle that I don't want to get into. I have had the tendency in the past to basically include a ton of junk food some days, and other days not so much. So I'm just going to bring that in just a little bit going into this off season, and I expect it to influence my performance positively, and also just my mind not wanting to crave junk. I mean, you eat junk, you crave junk, and that's just, it really is how it is. So it's, at least that's how it's felt for me the last couple weeks. So I'll keep you updated on that, and I'll let you know if anything changes. I hope you guys have had a really great Thanksgiving. A couple more weeks till Christmas. That is crazy. It just totally blows my mind. But I'll keep you posted, and whenever I get a few progress pictures taken over the next couple weeks, I will post those for you to see as well, so you can see the transition kind of back into off season and what a healthy off season looks like in comparison to contest prep. And we'll go from there. Have a good one.